Like every year, the Super Bowl has a ton of storylines, but this one feels like it has more because you got the rematch, you got the Chiefs going to the three-peat, you've got this Eagles team that's just filled with drama, yet so incredibly talented. What's your favorite storylines going into Super Bowl, whatever number we're on?
We can 49. We can
talk. No, we're definitely past 49. 59.
15.
I was about to say, we're 51.
Good Lord. I think the obvious ones are not the favorite ones. I disagree. I totally disagree. I'm going to go three-peat, and I've got some other ones. I'll throw it to you after I explain the three-peat, and it's all about future Alex. Future Alex getting to tell my kids and grandkids and non-existent ones, hopefully.
They're out.
I hope not. I watched the greatest run in NFL history. And whatever your favorite little quarterback is that's running around, probably playing flag football at this point in the NFL, but it was not even close to what Patrick Mahomes did during this three-peat. I think that is pretty cool, in my opinion, that we've never, ever seen this in the Super Bowl era.
See, my favorite storylines both are the coaches. One, like everyone wants to give Patrick Mahomes all the credit. I think Andy Reid should have just as much. I mean, this coaching staff for the Chiefs, as I've said time and time again, has just been unbelievable. The stuff he draws up at the end of the games. I mean, the Patrick Mahomes touchdown was a play they never ran before against the Bills. Didn't run it once the entire season. Patrick Mahomes is running. They pull everyone, and he takes off to the left. Have a run. I mean, that's just Andy Reid being the greatest offensive coach of like my generation, at least. Him and Sean McVay are 1-2, and Sean McVay's obviously much younger. But then on the flip side, I mean, Nick Sirianni, right? I mean, this guy loves to hate the guy. I've grown to love him because I love hating the people that everyone hates. Like, I'm that guy. I'm on the hater side of things. Like, I want to support the guy that everybody wants to fail. And Nick Sirianni has just been given this, he doesn't know what he's doing, yada, yada. Oh, the guy's like the winningest coach. I know it's only been 4 seasons in the NFL history. He's gone to 2 Super Bowls and has this great team. And I understand players make coaches, but players do make coaches. Pat Mahomes has helped Andy Reid reach the heights that we've never seen before. So I think the storyline of Nick Sirianni, after all the turmoil coming in with, I mean, this team won like 8 straight games and people were still talking about his job status going into the playoffs. Like, they were like, it's honestly like, it's crazy. And
I mean, they ran Andy Reid out after the playoff.
I know, that's silly, right? But that's what makes it so amazing, right? And them getting over the hump with Nick Sirianni, I think that's a cool story. And if they don't, they'll probably be like, he's back on the hot team. You couldn't win with this roster. You suck.
I mean, that's a fair point. He's a monkey. I mean, any monkey could drive this team to the Super Bowl.
This Philly team has won 15 of the last 16 games. I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize how big of a role they've been on. And I think Sirianni deserves a good amount of credit. Obviously, the roster helps a lot. But, I mean, just the way he's able to handle those personalities, if nothing else, I think you deserve credit for, because there is a lot of personality in that building. Even the GM, Howie Roseman, like, that's an organization filled with personality.
Well, Sirianni himself is a personality. It takes a crazy person to lead the circus.
Big Dom, I don't even know what he's doing.
What does he do? I mean, that's what I want. I want Big Dom's job, just being a friend of a super powerful guy.
He also just like causes problems.
Yeah, he does. He literally does. I mean, I don't know what's going on in Philadelphia. Andy Reid winning, that is a really interesting storyline in my eyes. Where does he rank all time? Because he's already one of the greatest coaches of all time. He wins a 3-peat. Bill Belichick never won 3 Super Bowls in a row. I mean, he's obviously less. He has fewer Super Bowls than Bill Belichick all the time. Bill Belichick's got 9, I think it is. So, but he still deserves to be mentioned in the Lombardis and the Bill Walshes and the Tom Landrys. I think he's one of the greatest of all time already.
Yeah, I agree.
You win 3 in a row. I mean,
and I don't think he's done, man. Why would you want to stop?
Well, he already confirmed to Clark Hunt. Clark Hunt was like, he's back, and there's no end in sight.
Why would you want to stop coaching Patrick Mahomes? Like if you're a football guy, like Andy Reid is the definition of a football guy. Like, guy's been around football.
He's going to quit and die.
Yeah,
I mean, that'll be Joe Pa.
This is what he does, right? I mean, and I would never go up that over. He's going to make you look good even when you're doing stuff that's bad. Obviously, similar to Nick Sirianni, you can talk about Jalen Hurts, another guy that's just been doubted, that's been to the Super Bowl and now playing fantastic going into during this playoff run. Can he cap it off with that huge game, which he's going to need. You're not going to beat the Chiefs without your quarterback playing great. I don't care how good the roster is. So can he kind of enter his name into, hey, you know what? Y'all don't talk to me about me like Lamar or all those guys, but guess what? I beat Patrick Mahomes. Like, I've been to 2 Super Bowls. The other guys, they haven't even been to one. And then I think you have really the one, the sailing into the sunset, right? You got Travis Kelce, 3 straight Super Bowls, Taylor Swift. Is this the last time we see Taylor Swift in the NFL? I know a lot of people would be happy to see that, but that means the Chiefs have to win because I think it only happens with the Chiefs getting it. But I think, with everything he has off the field, sailing up in the sunset, he certainly looked like he lost up maybe 4 or 5 steps.
Still runs a 5-second 40.
Still great. Still unbelievable. Still
was running away from Texans defenders.
I mean, just talk about a guy who dominates with his mind. Like his understanding of coverages and where he's supposed to be is one of one like we've never seen before. He's just the perfect safety blanket for Mahomes, and their connection's unbelievable. This could be the last time we see them together, which is bittersweet. If you like football, that's a connection. That's going to be
one of the greatest.
That's your Jerry Rice, Joe. I mean, that's everything. Like
everything.
Those are your
right there with everybody. Gronk, Brady, Montana, Rice. I mean, it's probably 3 out of those.
But it could be like
it could be. Well, Montana and Rice are number 1 by far,
because Rice is unbelievable.
Yeah, and then everybody else.
In terms of numbers, like he's going to be number
Aikman
1
and Irvin. Yeah,
so number 1.
We'll be losing obviously a Hall of Fame pass catcher. The Taylor Swift stuff is awesome to me. I've stopped hating on that. It would be awesome to see him win a Super Bowl MVP and then drop down on one knee or something.
God,
that'd be
so cheesy. But
I mean, what are you talking? There is literally not a better moment.
I just think Taylor Swift
deserves her own spotlight. You're making me sick.
I'll tell you what I said. I'll tell you what. I'll give a little quick story because I saw this on Twitter this morning. It's just like an example of like the Swifties kind of embracing football and actually knowing like this was a good joke from a girl who I went to her page, nothing but just Taylor Swift. Oh my God, she looks so beautiful here, and that stuff is so lame. But this girl cracked a good one. It shows, hey, not only are the Swifties, part of the NFL, they're evolving. They are talking some ball, right?
X's and O's.
And it was a picture of Taylor Swift's legs at the Grammys, and she's got some pretty cut legs. I mean, doing what she does for the Eras Tour. And someone's like, "What is she training for?" And the girl quote tweeted, "Someone's got to stop Saquon on Sunday." And I'm like, you know what?
That's a good segue to the next storyline I want to talk about. It is just misery in New York. And if Saquon Barkley goes on to cap off one of the most incredible seasons we've ever seen, and potentially, would anybody be surprised he goes out there, goes 150, 180, 2 tutties, maybe, some more on in the air, and caps off this incredible season, Super Bowl trophy, MVP, Super Bowl MVP. And obviously he's just going to handle it with grace because he's a class act. But I mean, I just know the Giants fans are just sick to their stomach. And listen, if y'all had re-signed him, don't worry. You still would have been in misery because you guys are a sad franchise. But it's hard to see him succeed. And not only succeed. This is beyond succeeding. With the Eagles.
A team that you absolutely hate. I mean, listen, we sit here and talk about the Philadelphia scumbags and
that's another storyline. I can't have them happy.
The absolute crap of the earth that they are. Not all of them, but enough of them to where it's embarrassing and tough to root for them no matter unless you are from Philadelphia. And knowing that as a Giants fan, knowing them as well as anybody, I mean, we dislike them. They have to deal with they're another level of dislike. So that is just heartbreaking.
I got one more for you. Hits closer to home. This is honestly like a Georgia Bulldogs Super Bowl. If the Eagles win, I mean, the Georgia Bulldogs, this will be one of the best recruiting pitches. Kirby Smart could just go, look at all these first-round picks. Look at all this money that I've produced and everything like that. But even more than that, going and being like the Eagles won the Super Bowl behind. If it's a dominant performance where the Eagles defense kind of shuts Patrick Mahomes down, these Georgia Bulldogs, a lot of Georgia fans, I think, are rooting for the Eagles and all those Georgia Bulldog alum to win.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of Georgia fans have the same feelings towards Philadelphia, but when you're watching your best players, I mean, I get it, man. I had no you think I'd ever cheer for the Cincinnati Bengals?
Or the Commanders. Or the worst franchises ever.
But guess what? I was talking about going to that Commanders-Eagles game a couple weeks ago. So I get it. You watch those guys, and they were young kids, and they won you multiple national championships. Yep. They performed at the biggest stage, and that's another thing. These guys are winners. So when everyone talks about Patrick Mahomes being here and winning and stuff, all of these guys, Jalen Hurts, those Bulldogs,
You're right.
They are winners. They have performed. Maybe not at this stage necessarily, but Hurts has in the Super Bowl. They're winners. So I don't expect them to come in there with any butterflies. There'll be butterflies, but they're going to play their best game, and that's what makes this a great, great matchup.